Happening now, a woman accused of throwing food during a fit of rage at a Jamestown grocery store is facing criminal charges. And prom season is just around the corner. Our Alyssa Wright highlights efforts in Jamestown to make dresses available to all. Plus, the Frewsburg community pays tribute to a local legend, Robert H. Jackson.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
And thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. Those stories and more are coming up, but first, a weekend fire is under investigation here in Chautauqua County. On Saturday night around 7 o'clock, the Forestville Fire Department, along with mutual aid, responded to a residential fire on Center Street there in Forestville. Now, once the fire was extinguished, the Chautauqua County Sheriff's Fire Investigation Team, they responded. Officials believe that the fire originated within a second-floor crawl space. However, as of our broadcast today, cause is still under investigation. 2 adults and 4 children were displaced due to the fire. Luckily, no injuries have been reported. A crash involving a delivery truck in Lakewood is being blamed on an allegedly intoxicated driver. On Friday, officials with Lakewood Bus Stop Police, they responded to the motor vehicle accident on Big Tree Road. Police report that Wendy Chrisley crashed into the back of a UPS truck, which was parked along the side of the roadway. Now, following an investigation, the 43-year-old Jamestown woman was accused of driving drunk. Now, after consenting to a breath test, her blood alcohol level was captured at 0.17%. 0.08 is the legal limit here in New York State. She faces several criminal charges, including DWI, following too closely and using a cell phone while driving, and improper license plates. A 41-year-old woman is accused of throwing food during a fit of rage at a Jamestown grocery store. Officers with Jamestown Police responded to the Tops Market on Washington Street last Friday afternoon for a criminal mischief complaint. Now, following an investigation, Lindsay Voy is accused of throwing food items and causing damage while destroying merchandise inside the store. Void is accused after was arrested after allegedly fleeing the scene there. Jamestown Police say she has since been charged with criminal mischief. Well, it's officially prom season, and excitement is high among students eager to dance the night away. However, the one thing that is likely on every prom goer's mind is what to wear. Luckily, a Jamestown-based charitable group has that question covered and is giving away free attire. Alyssa Wright joins us live in studio today with more on this special dress drive. Alyssa?
Justin, the community has come together with the help of Collaborative Children's Solutions to collect over 200 dresses, 30 pairs of shoes, and numerous jewelry pieces in hope of helping the upperclassmen find their perfect prom outfit. Known as a prom dress experience, the free distribution is the brainchild of Jill Smeraldo and friends.
Last year and this year we've hosted a ladies gala, just a night to celebrate women in the community, and we laugh that we buy these fancy dresses and what do we do with them after. We wanted to find a way to give back to the girls since it was all ladies only, so we decided to collect some prom dresses and give back to the girls of the community.
The goal is to relieve any financial anxiety from dress shopping.
We wanted everybody to have a chance to go and celebrate that great night and have fun and not have to worry about financial hardship or anything like that.
The distribution seemed to be a big hit, with those at Saturday's giveaway grateful.
I just want to say thank you to the community for all of this. Like, honestly, this is just amazing.
I just want to thank the community we can't do this without all of their donations and all the support and the volunteers that have helped us.
The prom dress experience distributions will continue at the Northwest Arena in downtown Jamestown on Saturdays through May 6th, with a few opportunities for those looking for a dress to come in on weekdays as well, that being through May 10th. To find a list of complete dates and times, you can visit the Collaborative Children's Solution Facebook page. Reporting live in studio, Alyssa Wright, WNY News Now.
Such a great cause to highlight, Alyssa, thank you. Well, thunderstorms, they didn't deter some community members who took part in a trash cleanup over the weekend here in Chautauqua County. The event returned to the village of Mayville on Saturday for its second year, sponsored by several local businesses in the area. one of which, Evergreen Outfitters, served as the rendezvous point for participants. Now, although weather conditions were treacherous, several people, they braved those elements to pick up litter in the village's public spaces. Now, despite the lousy weather resulting in lower than expected attendance, organizers stress that the mission of their work and Earth Day as a whole matters greatly to all.
I would say the bigger picture is we would like to draw people's attention to outdoor stewardship. This is one day of the year that we can clean up, but if we can maybe build some good habits in people and help them to realize that it's easy to just pick up and leave things a little cleaner than they found it.
Now, for more info on that effort, check out the Mayville Earth Day Cleanup Facebook page. We'll have that linked later on today in a story at WNYNewsNow.com. Certainly a great effort to definitely get behind is the weather and Mother Earth, of course, Andrew, going well together. However, maybe we're not that happy with our current environmental situation today, as Exhibit A right there behind you.
If you're not a fan of the snow, I'd turn your eyes away just for a couple of seconds here. But yes, this was what it looked like in Kennedy this morning. This also is what it looked like across other portions of the region today, as we had some snowfall last night. So yeah, I know you don't like it. I don't like it either. I'm just ready for the summer weather. We're also dealing with some frost. We have a freeze watch that is in effect for Warren County, Pennsylvania, as well as Southern Erie and Crawford County in Pennsylvania. And that will go into effect at midnight tonight and go until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So if you did start any planting outside, if you have any plants or any vegetation, you might want to take it inside tonight or cover them up, as you might run the risk of losing them with some below 32-degree temperatures tonight. Here's what's happening across the region right now. We have some rain showers moving across the region. There might even be some pockets of wet snow showers, and this will continue through the rest of the afternoon out there today. We made it to a high of 40 degrees yesterday. The low was 35. Our average for this time of year should be about 61 degrees, so we are well below average, and the record high for today is 87, set back in 1985, record low of 18, set back in 1986. So here's the forecast for the rest of the afternoon out there. There will be periods of scattered rain and snow showers out there. Otherwise, it will be mostly cloudy with a south wind of 6 to 13 miles per hour, and then high temperatures today will make it into the low to mid 40s. I'll have a look at that full forecast coming up in just a couple of minutes.
All right, Andrew, thank you very much. As we continue this half hour, a lot more to tell you about, including highlighting the hard work of Chautauqua County college students who are relaying for life and raising money for cancer. And later, our New York Capital correspondent with a look at the newly proposed funding to help those with disabilities in education. Stay with us. WNY News Now. We'll be right back.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Have you ever wanted to live out your dreams? Hunt, fish, in all corners of the earth? Well, now's your chance. Follow Primitive Patriot Outdoors as we live out our dreams and show you how to live out yours through outdoor adventures. From Western New York to Africa to all corners of the earth, follow us on this adventure. It's an experience you've never seen before. Lead and Lures, Roku TV, Channel 716.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
3-on-3 basketball returns to Jamestown, New York this summer. Collaborative Children's Solutions and partners are hosting a Gus Macker tournament August 19th and 20th in Brooklyn Square. The streets will be packed with a festival atmosphere, bringing the youngest of our Macker mites up to the adult players who compete for the top prize in their divisions. Register online at Macker.com before July 31st. The Jamestown Macker will also include some specialty competitions, making it one of the best community events of the year.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Students on the campus of SUNY Fredonia, they held their annual fundraiser benefiting cancer research over the weekend. The event took place at the university's Steele Hall Fieldhouse from 2 o'clock Saturday through 2 o'clock Sunday morning. Members of the public were able to play games, enjoy performances, and reflect on the impact cancer has had on all of us. Because of the pandemic restrictions, the program struggled in the last few years, but organizers say they're hopeful for the future of this event with a positive trend in attendance up from both students and community members alike.
This year we were able to build such a strong connection with our community just by going out and talking to people, because everybody has been affected by cancer in some way or another. So we've been able to reach so many more survivors and caregivers and have them here with us today. I'm so thankful that there's so many people here today to support.
Such a great fundraiser for sure. For more info on their mission of Relay for Life, or maybe to make a donation yourself, you can visit their website by checking out cancer.org. We'll have a link to that with our web story at WNYNewsNow.com. Well, a group of New York Democrats announced support for federal legislation aimed at regulating lithium-ion battery safety standards after a spat of fires caused by batteries malfunctioning or overheating.
These lithium-ion batteries have caused more than 400 fires over the last year, resulting in 300 injuries, 12 deaths, and damage to more than 320 structures. So this is no longer just a rarity.
Lithium-ion batteries found in many popular consumer products like e-scooters and smartphones have been under scrutiny amid increasing reports of the explosive fires which were triggered by those batteries, which use flammable materials. The Settings Consumer Standards for Lithium-Ion Batteries Act was introduced in the House of Representatives back in March. It sets federal safety standards for rechargeable lithium-ion batteries used to power electric scooters and e-bikes specifically, and it sets guidelines to protect consumers against the risks of fires caused by such batteries. Well, some lawmakers are pushing for more funding in the state budget for college disability services. Our New York Capitol correspondent Elise Klein is talking to lawmakers about what an increase in the funding in budget negotiations could look like.
Some lawmakers are advocating to add $13 million to the state budget for enhancing college disability services. Assemblymember Angelo Santa Barbara says an increase in funding is crucial for the success of students with disabilities.
Kids with disabilities, students with disabilities, whether it's education or workforce, they deserve every opportunity to participate and thrive.
The state currently provides $2 million for colleges to aid disability services. Some lawmakers say this is not enough. A recent report released by state lawmakers finds the state is lacking in their efforts to provide funding that would aid the 86,000 college students with disabilities in New York. Some lawmakers are calling for a total of $15 million a year to pay for special teachers, training, equipment, and accommodations. Senator Andrew Granada says these services are basic and essential for students' success.
And by not doing these basic things, we are now telling these students that we don't think that they should be trained, or that they should be educated to be able to enter the workforce and be productive members of our society. And frankly, that's wrong.
Granada says higher education conversations have just started to pick up in budget negotiations, and this increase in funding is on the table. In Albany, Elise Klein, WNY News Now.
Elise, thank you. From New York's capital to Pennsylvania's, where a Republican lawmaker has announced he'll be introducing legislation to increase the Commonwealth's $7.25 minimum wage. State Senator Dan Laughlin, who has introduced the legislation to raise the wage in previous sessions, believes his proposal is the most likely one to gain enough support to pass. Now, the bill would gradually raise the wage to $15 an hour by 2026, starting with $11 per hour in January 2024. With the Democratic-controlled House and proposed increase in Governor Josh Shapiro's budget, Laughlin says there is more support for a higher wage this session than there has previously. This bill would also permanently index the wage to inflation after 2026 and set the tripped wage in Pennsylvania to 40% of the minimum wage at that time. Well, coming up, we'll tell you later. We'll tell you about a new effort honoring a hometown hero in Frewsburg. But first, when we return, Andrew has a full look at today's weather forecast. Stay with us.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
On this episode of Lead and Lures, pro staffer and lethal lady Caitlin Armstrong takes out her big Ohio buck. Months of hard work, dedication, and scouting have led her to this moment. You're not going to want to miss this episode of Lead and Lures on Channel 716 Roku TV. And if you want to see more of Caitlin Armstrong, follow her on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Caitlin Armstrong.
Land has been quite the experience.
3-on-3 basketball returns to Jamestown, New York this summer. Collaborative Children's Solutions and partners are hosting a Gus Macker tournament August 19th and 20th in Brooklyn Square. The streets will be packed with a festival atmosphere, bringing the youngest of our Macker mites up to the adult players who compete for the top prize in their divisions. Register online at Macker.com before July 31st. The Jamestown Macker will also include some specialty competitions, making it one of the best community events of the year.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
Fast, accurate, and every day. First Defense Weather.
Welcome back to WNY News Now. Currently in downtown Jamestown, we're under cloudy skies out there. The current temperature is 39 degrees with a west wind of 3 miles per hour. Well, this week, the National Weather Service, in conjunction with the New York State Office of Emergency Management, have declared this week as Severe Weather Awareness Week in New York State, and this is being done to help the public be aware of severe weather and what to do if severe weather strikes. Today's focus is on watches and warnings, including severe thunderstorm watches, tornado watches, flash flood watches, and warnings. If a watch is issued, that means conditions are favorable for severe weather to happen over the next few hours, and you need to get prepared now. If a severe thunderstorm warning, a tornado warning, a flash flood warning is issued, that means severe weather is occurring or imminent, and you need to take action and get to shelter immediately. When it comes to severe weather, it's good to know how to learn about it. The National Weather Service has another Skywarn session coming up next week, Monday, May 1st. This one is at 10 o'clock in the morning. You can learn about severe weather while also becoming a trained spotter. And you can register online for free at weather.gov/Buffalo/Skywarn. Here's what's happening across the Northeast right now. We got a couple of low pressure systems, one over Canada, one over the Great Lakes, and this is going to be providing the region with on and off rain and wet snow showers over the next few weeks, while also continuing to filter in chillier than average weather. So let's time it out on future scan for the rest of the afternoon out there. A couple rain showers, a couple wet snow showers possible. But as we head into the night, we'll get a brief break in the precipitation. We should go partly cloudy to mainly clear skies overnight tonight, and then we'll do the same thing all over again tomorrow. Rain showers and wet snow showers at times, but we might we should see a little bit more sunshine tomorrow, and this pattern of rain and wet snow showers will continue tomorrow afternoon and into tomorrow night, and then we'll do all this over again on Wednesday, but we should dry it out by the end of the week, and you'll see this on the extended forecast now powered by Ultimate Satellite Solutions. Temperatures over the next few days well below average, only in the mid-40s, close to 50. We will get back into the low to mid-50s by the end of the week. We should dry out Thursday and Friday, but then we bring in some more rain for the weekend, but at least temperatures will be more seasonable for Saturday and Sunday with temperatures in upper 50s, close to 60.
Well, is there a saying, something about April showers bringing May flowers? Is this kind of what we're seeing here?
Hopefully
maybe?
no more snow.
Yeah, as long as the snow doesn't slow it all down, because that was a joyful sight this morning. Andrew, thank you. Let's get some headlines from around the nation. And jury selection is set to begin today in the murder trial of a man accused of murdering 11 people at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Robert Bowers is accused of driving to the synagogue in April 2018 and opening fire on worshipers there. Prosecutors say he was armed with an assault-style rifle, then exchanged gunfire with a SWAT team before officers wounded Bowers and took him into custody. Now, the legal wrangling prevented the case from going to trial sooner. Bowers could face the death penalty if convicted. The trial is expected to last several weeks. Well, the U.S. hit its debt ceiling in January, and since then, the Treasury Department has been keeping the nation afloat financially. However, the deadline for a default is inching closer, and President Joe Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, they still are not seeing eye to eye on the matter. John Lawrence gives us an update on where things stand today.
Speaker Kevin McCarthy says he has enough support to get his debt limit legislation through the expected House vote this week.
We do have a very small majority, only 5 seats, one of the smallest we've ever had. But I cannot imagine someone in our conference that would want to go along with Biden's reckless spending.
McCarthy's bill includes a $1.5 trillion hike to the debt ceiling, but with cuts to domestic spending programs.
Raising the debt ceiling is a separate discussion from spending. It is making sure that we pay our bills. We did it 3 times during the Trump administration, and both President Trump and President Reagan said you should not play games with raising the debt ceiling, honoring our bills. It hurts us internationally with where we are now.
President Joe Biden says he will only agree to a cut-free proposal and blasted McCarthy's bill, saying it would, quote, make it easier for the wealthy to cheat on taxes.
If you go forward as McCarthy wants, what will happen? You will literally see interest rates go up for mortgages, for loans. You're going to see the stock market plummet again.
McCarthy tweeted that he invites the president, quote, to get serious and join Republicans at the table.
The idea that he won't even negotiate for more than 80 days, he is now putting the country in default. We're the only ones being responsible and sensible about this.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Now, Moody's Analytics says a debt ceiling breach could cost the U.S. millions of jobs and do long-term damage to the economy. Well, that 20% off Bed Bath & Beyond coupon in your drawer is only good for a few more days. Bed Bath & Beyond filed bankruptcy on Sunday, and the company says it will stop accepting coupons on Wednesday. Instead, Bed Bath & Beyond expects to offer deep discounts on its products as part of a going out of business sale. Profits for Bed Bath & Beyond took a hit after stores closed for months because of the pandemic. The company has been trying to cut costs by closing more than half of their stores last year. Well, coming up next, our Bronson Rasmussen joins us at the desk to highlight efforts of a local high school student honoring a hometown hero in Truesdale.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
3-on-3 basketball returns to Jamestown, New York this summer. Collaborative Children's Solutions and partners are hosting a Gus Macker tournament August 19th and 20th in Brooklyn Square. The streets will be packed with a festival atmosphere, bringing the youngest of our Macker mites up to the adult players who compete for the top prize in their divisions. Register online at Macker.com before July 31st. The Jamestown Macker will also include some specialty competitions, making it one of the best community events of the year.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma. ¿Cuántos años tienes?
Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
Have you ever wanted to live out your dreams? Hunt, fish, in all corners of the earth? Well, now's your chance. Follow Primitive Patriot Outdoors as we live out our dreams and show you how to live out yours through outdoor adventures. From Western New York to Africa to all corners of the earth, follow us on this adventure. It's an experience you've never seen before. Lead and Lures, Roku TV, Channel 716.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Welcome back. Bronson joins us at the desk. Where would you have your eternal resting place be? That's a tough question. And a historical figure, Robert H. Jackson, he chose to be laid to rest in a place he considered home in Frewsburg, New York. Now a local high schooler, he's honoring the justice by donating a historical plaque to his gravesite in Bronson. You got a first-hand look, an exclusive to share with us today.
Yes, I do, Justin. This high schooler, as part of his high school project, decided to raise money from the community to get a plaque to honor Robert H. Jackson.
Jacob Sears, a senior at Frewsburg Central School, had spent the latter half of a year raising close to $1,400 to fund a custom-made historical marker to commemorate and honor the historical justice Robert H. Jackson.
One of the big parts of our history class, we talk about Robert H. Jackson, main prosecutor of the Nuremberg trials, all the Supreme Court cases that he's done, and he's really just a figure that I admire specifically. We're on the mock trial team, and he's really interesting guy, and I just thought it would be really awesome for this town to have a way to honor him.
This all spurred from an optional extra credit opportunity provided by his government class, in which he went above and beyond for the sake of history.
I promise high grades for these kind of things, and I followed through on that, but he didn't. Yeah, so I might have bumped his grade from a 99.5 to 100. Anyway, but what he'll remember years from now is when he comes to the cemetery and says, hey, that's me, I did that, I was a part of that. And I think that's awesome.
Robert H. Jackson is best known for his role prosecuting Nazi criminals during his Nuremberg war crimes trial in 1945. He was also a Supreme Court justice.
I think the school is doing its part to keep Jackson's memory alive. We have a essay contest for 8th graders and 11th graders, and I believe Jake won the essay contest. Now we have a historic marker. We have scholarships in his name.
In the end, the high schooler would like to see a younger generation be interested in history.
History is cyclical. We learn from the past, and learning from the past will help us in the future. And I think that your town's history and where your town came from is really important in a young person's life as they go through life and know about where they came from.
Once Sears graduates high school, he plans to possibly attend the Naval Academy or West Point College. Now the plaque will be given to the Cemetery Association Board to be properly displayed. Now they hope to have it erected before Memorial Day in May.
Yeah, really a fitting time to be able to have that plaque up there when you think about service. While Mr. Jackson really was never in the military. However, serving as a Supreme Court justice and then that time in the Nuremberg trial, it's so important. And we were just talking this morning, there's still a connection to his life and legacy today, in today's news, when you're talking about Russian war crimes in Ukraine.
That is true. Everyone there was calling him sort of a hero.
Yeah.
And even now, they're talking about, at that meeting, people up in Buffalo and from all over really want to get buried in that same cemetery just because Robert H. Jackson is there, which is crazy to think.
Yeah, you think about that. I suppose it's probably reserved for locals, I'd imagine. So,
yeah, they have to deny quite a few people.
Right, that's interesting. I've never heard of that, but it does make sense, right? That's something that, people have that connection to him. He inspires them, and Oh, by the way, he's right here in Frewsburg, New York. So
Yeah,
Bronson,
crazy to
thank
come
you.
from our area.
Yeah, certainly one of the many impactful people. Well, that's going to do it for us today. We'll leave you with this live look over Lakeside Park in Mayville. It's like a little bit of snow, a little bit of rain falling out there. If you missed anything we talked about, don't forget to check us out at WNYNewsNow.com. Have a great day.